Okay, I'm going to expose to you exactly how I levitated over a lake. To start, I wrapped a rope around my chest and had my brother on the other end of it holding me back. And yeah, I had to learn the hard way that one person wasn't going to be enough. Luckily, I filmed the rehearsal beforehand where I didn't drop down just as far, but it still worked perfect for the shot. After, I cleared frame and as always, I shot a clean plate. In the edit, I went frame by frame cutting out the rope, revealing the clean plate behind it. Now, there was one more problem to fix. You could still see the rope wrapped around my chest. So, using the cloning tool, I painted over the rope frame by frame using detailed from another section of my shirt. Lastly, I cleared up a few twigs in front of me, threw on a grade, and we have this. Here's how I chipped a ping pong ball into a pan and cracked it as an egg. I started off by attempting to hit a golf ball into a frying pan. Then I remembered I'm terrible at golf, so I roped to my stepdad who can actually play. After he landed the shot, I stood in the same place as him, swung the club, and reacted as if I'd hit the ball. Then I took the first layer of my stepdad hitting the ball in and went frame by frame cutting out just the ball. I lined it up with a shot of me swinging at nothing, and just like that, I looked like a pro golfer. Now I need to make the egg splat in the pan, so I shot a layer of the egg landing in the pan exactly where the ball did. Then I simply cut around the egg as it smashed into the pan. Lastly, I lined up the egg splat just as the ball lands, and voila. Here's a breakdown of how I ran through a wall. First I filmed a shot sliding into a wall. Then I unchanged and ran a wire through my outfit so it was connected as one piece. I stood around the corner and threw the outfit at the wall as my brother who was filming continued the motion through. In the edit, I cut the moment I made contact with the wall. Then in the next clip, I found the moment my clothes hit the wall and made a cut there. I deleted everything between these two clips and then put them together. Lastly, to animate my body actually going through the wall, I cut around my body using a mask. I dragged this over to our other clip for one frame and repositioned it. Using one more mask, I cut my body in half, giving us the illusion I was halfway through a wall. Finally, we have this. Here's a breakdown of how I jumped through a moving car and grabbed the camera from the window. First I filmed a shot majestically jumping in the air into nothing. Then I got my mum who was driving to simply drive past the camera. Next I filmed a shot where I was now inside the car and just before passing the camera leaned out the window as if I was trying to grab it. Lastly, I brought the camera in the car with me, leaned out the window, and as I was passing my stepdad who was filming, reacted as if I'd just snatched the camera from him. In the edit I went frame by frame masking around my body in the shadow as I ran towards the car. I lined the cutout of myself up with the car layer so as I jump my body looks like it's jumped through the car. I made a mask that cut around the wind mirror and halfway through my body as it made connection with the car. This gives us the illusion I've gone straight through the door. Next, I took the shot of my mum driving the car alone and masked out the windscreen. I tracked this layer on top of the main car shot where you can see me in the passenger seat. Now I was inside the car, I needed to make it look like I grabbed the camera. I cut our main shot at the point I felt my hand was in line with the camera. Then I cut in the next shot from inside the car at the point I passed my stepdad. All I had to do to make the cut seamless was duplicate my hand, freeze frame it, mask it out, and then animate its scale and position so it looks like my hand was directly reaching for the camera. And then when we put all of this together, we have this.
2, 1.
Here's a breakdown of how my fist broke off my arm and bounced across the table. First, I filmed the video lip-syncing the song, and on the beat where I knew my hand was going to disconnect, I moved my eye line along as if I was looking at a bouncing fist. Yes, my fist is still there at this point. Then, on the mark where my fist landed, I filmed another layer of my fist bouncing across the table. I spent a few hours going frame by frame, cutting out the hand and then placing it on top of the other layer. Lastly, I needed to get rid of the real fist still connected to my hand, so I shot one last video of my sleeve smacking the table in the same place my fist landed. I cut this layer out, dropped it on top of the final shot, and there you have it.